What's up, Fizz Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Fizz. We took off last week, but spooky season is now officially over, so we are now officially ramping up into the 2021 holiday season. And as is usually the case, there are going to be a lot of interesting flavors coming out over the next couple of months that we're going to try right here on this channel. So make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss any of those. But before we get into any of those holiday flavors, we do have a requested flavor that we're going to get into this week. We have something a little more exotic that we're going to be reviewing this week. This right here is Mong Lee Shang Grass Jelly Drink. I believe this particular can is imported from Cambodia. My parents found this from a store in Pittsburgh. I can't quite remember what store it was. If I remember, I'll make sure to include it in the description of the video. But I'm certainly interested to try this out. I'm also a little nervous because it says grass jelly, and I have no idea what grass jelly would taste like. Obviously, there's only one way to find out. But before I do have a bit of a point of concern that I want to look at here. Looking at the ingredients on the can, I see water, grass jelly, cane sugar, cornstarch, honey. But also at the very bottom, I see expiry date on bottom of can. No big deal, right? They do that for every soda. But then I look at the bottom of the can and I see May 24th, 2011. So if my math is right, this is a 10-year-old can. So we're probably gonna have to take this review with a little bit of a grain of salt. It may taste a little different now than it did when this was first put together 10 years ago. What little bit of research I've had time to do on this product indicates that this product still is manufactured and sold. It's now just marketed as Mong Lee Shang honey flavored grass jelly drink. They also make what's called a lychee flavor. I do not know what that would taste like. Obviously, there's only one way to find out. We may have to do a follow-up to this video where we try that one out. But with all that said, let's go ahead and get into the content that you came here to see, Fizz Nation. It's time to pop the top, so let's get into this. Okay, that was a little anticlimactic. There we go. All right, so did anyone notice what we didn't hear? We didn't hear a release of pressure or carbon dioxide. We didn't hear that hiss. We just heard the pop. So that tells me there's not a lot of carbonation left in this can if there ever wasn't in the first place. But before we go any further, you know what we have to do. We got to get into the sniff test. So let's go ahead and give it a sniff and see what we can come up with. It has a bit of a fig type smell to it. Yeah, it smells like Fig Newtons is what it smells like. I haven't had Fig Newtons in years, but this is kind of what I remember that tasting like. I can detect honey. I can absolutely detect honey. There's a lot of that. And it's a bit earthy. It's a bit honey-like. And that's about all I can get out of the sniff test for this. All right, you know what comes next. Let's go ahead and get our trusty glass of ice, which may honestly be a bit of a different experience this time around because apparently there are actual pieces of jelly in this drink. So it may look a little different. But again, only one way to find out, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. So, I don't know if you can see this very well, but there is a little tiny bit of carbonation in this. I'm not seeing any solid pieces. All the grass jelly would have settled to the bottom of the can, so let's see if we can get a little of that out. Definitely smelling a lot of honey in this, which I don't mind. I like honey. Only one way to figure out the rest of it, and that is to just go ahead and down it. So here's to you, Fizz Nation. Bottoms up. Yeah, I really just taste honey and not much of anything else. There's not really any carbonation in this. It's very much just a liquid drink. It's sweet but not overpowering. By the way, they do, I think I did read it off in the ingredients list, they do use real cane sugar in this. Yeah, it's basically just like honey Kool-Aid with some earthy notes to it. It's pretty good. It's a little unusual, but it's pretty good. Okay, I just got a grass jelly piece, and that does taste a little bit more earthy. Like, I don't really want to say that it tastes like grass, because, I mean, what does grass really taste like? The grass jelly doesn't really have as much sweetness to it as the actual drink does. It's certainly not offensive. It's just, I'm having a hard time placing exactly what I think of it. And like I said, we do have to take this with a bit of a grain of salt because this is a 10-year-old can. So the flavor may not be as strong or as complimentary as it should be. Well, Fizz Nation, that about does it for me on this review. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. In the meantime, if you would like to try this, I will link to an Amazon listing for it in the description. Remember to like and subscribe. Make sure to enable notifications so that you don't miss the holiday flavors that are gonna be coming out over the next couple of months. Thanks a lot for watching, Fizz Nation. We will see you next time.